with myself, A-Side, Mr. Denim Tears, and a very special guest who can introduce himself. It's another beautiful day in LA. It's never not a beautiful day in LA. Our special guest is here.
Hey, it's Neek.
Neek, what's good, B? Thank you for doing this. It's weird, like, because everyone's just our friends, so we just like, I forget that maybe people be interested in talking to our friends, you know? 'Cause I think everyone's interesting, but it's just people interesting. But yo, Neek, first off, do a roll call. Who's in the room? Because they're important too.
We got the club members. One, first and foremost, is my roommate Faso, aka Deconstruct. Say what's up. What up, what up, what up? To the left of him is Ali from Undefeated.
What's good with you?
He's also part of my car crew called Official Mopar Boys. Actually, it's his car crew, but it's a accumulation of everybody. And next to my roommate is Alan. He's the youngest, smartest young kid. That also works for Undefeated.
Youngest ever.
Which really good though.
And the only white guy in the room is, it's all good. Is Justin. He's the homie. He's a good kid, and I feel like he just moved here from Philly, but he's a good kid. What's up?
Hey.
So yo, Neek, man, shit. I guess, yeah. I'll start this like this. Like, are you still having fun doing it? That's the first question.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun, but like, I'm gonna say a lot of corny stuff. But, obviously that comes along with when you're having fun, and then later on, you just like, whether, the world just like overnight, it just like gets to you. That doesn't make any sense, but when it does, it kind of like overwhelms you. I don't make any sense, but it does make sense, right? So basically, like, you're having fun, and then overnight, literally, it just like changes, and then you kind of like get grounded and try to figure out what you need to do next. And that's what I'm going through right now. It's like real life versus having fun. So to me there's no balance anymore. And when you try to find a balance, that's kind of corny and kind of like lame, because there is no balance. It's either or, but you just kind of try to just kind of stick it through, if that makes any sense. So I've been staying low key, and I'm just trying to just live life, but I just been living low key.
Sorry, because we have to formalize the whole situation and actually explain. Some people that actually don't know who you are, so we can't assume that everyone who's listening to this podcast, are you still having fun doing what exactly? So it would be good if you kind of, explain exactly what you do, who you are, how long you lived in LA, all the really boring stuff that would really make it easy for anyone who's never kind of listening to one of our podcasts or doesn't know about you so much.
So I work for Stussy, first and foremost, and I moved to LA like 3 years ago. I used to work for the store, managing the store. Now I do marketing for Stussy, and I also do the brand called Antisocial Social Club. Yep, that thing. And that part, insert song. But yeah, that's what I do. So I work for Stussy, and I also do my own brand, which I don't like calling a brand because it's pretty much a part of me, is my brain into not a brand, but it wasn't meant to be a brand, as corny as it is, but it's pretty much my, just my fucked up head. Can I curse? Oh, okay. Like my fucked up head into stuff that I make, and now it's like kind of overwhelming because, it's like an overnight thing, and I'm still trying to handle it. So I have a brand, and I work for Stussy, and I just moved here from Las Vegas.
A very quick question. What made you start your own brain on drugs? What made you start What made you decide to do a T-shirt? How did it actually start? What was the initial thing that you did that existed outside of your mind that made it real? What was the first sort of step?
I was really mad. Like when I get pissed off and mad, I like make stuff, right? So basically, when I get mad on my emotions and blah blah blah, like I make it into a T-shirt or a cap or a hoodie. But at the same time, like I rather in the beginning, street art was cool in like 2005, right? Somewhere around there. So I would rather have like put that on a wall. But now, like, to get your message out there, for whatever reason, you put it on a T-shirt. So with that being said, all the emotions, all the messages translated into the new generation of kids that's like I'm emo, I'm sad, and blah blah blah. And I guess it clicked to everybody, and that's what happened. But initially, I was just fucking really mad at people, and just that's as simple terms as that. I was just like in my own world, just like fuck this shit, fuck that shit. I hate this person, I hate that person. So I'm just gonna make this. I'm gonna put it on a hat. I'm gonna put it on a T-shirt, and now it's cool. Now people translate it into something else, where being sad, being emotional is cool now. But I actually do have a problem. So I real talk, facts.
Yo, when did we first meet? We first met like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
The Stussy gig at the Ace,
Right.
with Vans and whatnot.
Oh, the Vans store.
The Vans party with Stussy.
Oh wow,
That was fun.
That's right, at the Stussy party. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember that's the first time we mobbed up. Question. So how long did this gestate in your mind? Antisocial social club. Was it an epiphany and then you just rolled it out? Or was it like you're like, I'm not sure. I'm a fall back. No, I'm gonna do it. Maybe Faso would put the fire in your ass. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Let me know. I know, like, No Vacancy, that shit was like one conversation.
Right.
And then me and my man Sam Ross made the logo the next day. A-Side chimed in with the logo. We all three of us did it together, and we just started rolling it from there. So I'm just like trying to get the timing. Okay. Yeah.
I initially Antisocial was a photo blog, which I used to take photos. Yeah, with the Rico, and then basically it was a photo blog, and then I was just documenting LA because I just moved here. So I just wanted to just document stuff and friends because I don't have any friends. Now I do for some odd reason. And then something happened to me. Well, I think it was January. It was New Year's Eve, January 2015. And I don't drink and drive anymore, but I used to last year. So when I was driving home, I just remembered, like, man, I fucking hate people. I'm not kidding you. That's so lame. Like, it's just like, I know everybody's probably like, wow, this guy sucks. But, it's like real, like blah, blah, blah. So I was like, man, like, I don't even know what to do anymore. Like, should I have moved here? Should I move back? And then blah, blah, blah. But then I was like, oh shit. Like, there's some people out there that are like, oh, that's like, feels the same way. And then blah, blah, blah. Damn, I sound lame, huh? Anyway, that's it. And then I made it. It was a photo blog. And then I made a T-shirt. And what really got it was the Dad Cap. Dad Art LLC. No, but it was the Dad Cap that was like, holy shit, what was that, right? I made the hat and then I put the logo, and that's it. That's the only thing that got it popular, and I have to admit that. And then everything else, all the emotions was through the hat. That's it.
Well, where you from originally, and what made you move to LA? Like, I want to move to LA, and it's funny actually because that party that I met you at 2 years ago, that was probably one of the reasons that made me start thinking, wow, LA is not such a whack place. Because prior to that, every time I came to LA, you have to drive for hours, and you kind of, if you don't hook up with people in time. You don't get to see them. Everything shuts at 2 a.m. I'm just not used to that coming from London. So now, 2 years after meeting you and having that great party with Stussy and Tremaine at the Ace and coming back a few times, I'm like, LA is actually really a great place. But what made you want to move here from where you were? And where did you come from originally?
I came from Las Vegas, and I grew up in Vegas for like 20. How old am I? 27. So 26, 25, 24. I moved here when I was 24. So I grew up in Vegas at 24 years old. So basically, there's nothing to do in Vegas, and I stayed at home. And maybe that's who I am now because I stay at home. Everybody sucks in Vegas. There's nothing to do. There's no culture. It's like a strip mall and a suburban house with it's gated and it's cheap there to live. So I moved here because like obviously like, like it's different. It's like chill. Yeah.
And how did you end up working at Stussy?
Through a friend. And Eddie Cruz. Legend. He showed me how to fold t-shirts. So I worked at Stussy since 2008, since I was 18 years old. In the store, 18 years old. I worked there 1 day a week. So, background. My favorite word is foreshadow. It's tattooed on my neck. So when I worked at the store for 1 day a week, I was like, damn, everybody sucks here that's working. Right? And I'm not being a dick or anything, but I just kind of like sidekick in my head, like, how can I make the store better? Vegas is such a dry place, whether it's like the weather or the people. So for years, I just stuck through it. So I became general manager at the store. And, I met a couple people from Stussy here in California. And then basically, yeah, from that, it's just like, yo, man, like, blah, blah, blah. So from Stussy, I moved to LA. They made me move here. And I literally got in my Prius with nothing in my Prius and moved to LA and see what happens. I was really broke. Really, really broke. Now it's all good.
I remember the Prius. I remember where yeah. And I remember when you put that bitch up for sale, up on the site. Man, I'm gonna keep it real, Neek. I love your story, bro. Like, real talk. You know what I mean? I love your story, man. I got a lot of love for you because honestly, that was my second time in LA ever. You know what I mean? The time kicked it with you and, you know what I mean, Frazier and everybody, whatever, for that thing. That was my second time. My first time in LA was like a Nike trip a year or two before that. And I really didn't rate LA. You know what I mean? My dad would be like, shit on LA, like, it's kind of whack. Everyone, just New York stuff. Everyone was shit on LA, like, it's corny, it's fake, the people aren't fake. So you always gonna, like, you and a few other people are gonna hold a special place because y'all kind of, like Asai said, y'all kind of show me that it's all right here. And that kind of started me coming over more, you know what I mean? But how do you, to get off antisocial for a second and just talk about LA, you know what I mean? Like, New York Times wrote an article, I think, last year about it, about the whole, all the New Yorkers moving here, moving to Silver Lake and all that other shit. And then, like, there's all the music stuff happening here. Everyone, all the LA brands, right? All that stuff. How do you, how long you been here? 3 years. So I want to know, what's your take on that? You know what I mean? Because people, like, even when I'm in Europe, people, I live in London, people are talking about that. So are you just like, it's hyperbole, or do you feel like it's really something happening?
I think you need to meet the right people in LA because majority of the people that I met just moved here, surprisingly, from Arizona, New York, Canada. Everybody moves here the past like 3 years. When I moved here, I thought I was the only one. But then when I met people, they're like, I just moved here. Like, it's cool. But one thing that I learned is the people from LA, and I think my roommate can speak on that. I'm going to give the mic to him in about 5 seconds. I think that I think people in LA are just trying to be, or people that moved here, or just trying to do something in the industry. I'm gonna just be real with it. It's just trying to connect and like, yo, like blah blah blah. It's not. I hate saying it, but it's like mad corny and lame to say it. But it's just like mad networking. Like it's not that real, man. I'd rather just chill, have a cigarette in the balcony, and talk about stuff. That's how I made my brand. That's how I made, like, I guess, an impact. Right, exactly. Right. Like, right. It's just, if you treat people like as your friend instead of like, yo, I know your other intentions, man, like I could really see that, because coming from Vegas, I didn't really trust anybody. I didn't really like fuck with anybody just because of that reason. So when I came here, I already got my guards up. So the moment that I feel like, yo, like whether it's now, whether it's a week, whether it's a year, whether it's months, I know what you're going to do to me. And I'm just like weird like that. Yeah. So foreshadowing, you dig? It's on my neck. It's on the right side. So basically, like, I feel like to other people, like, it's like, damn, like, he's a dick or blah, blah, blah. But hey, man, I have some close friends that I met because I never really had any real friends. Now that I'm like, yo, like, I could actually just hang out with you, minus my brand, minus the cars, minus the money, minus everything. It sounds like a Jay-Z rap song, doesn't it? So I'm just saying no, but it's so real, because at the at the end of the day, man, like it's real, yo.
So, question though, so you bring up a good point. How do you? Is it saddening though? Because you can't attain that. Because you brought up Eddie Cruz, right? Eddie Cruz, unless you're inundated into this culture, he can walk down anywhere. No one knows who he is. They don't know what his mail's saying. They don't know what anything's saying. So, and not even saying you flossing on your Instagram or nothing like that, but we all do it. You know, I bought a shirt, whatever, from whatever store, and I posted on Instagram yesterday. So we all, on everyone's level. How do you shake the transient shit when everyone knows they know the numbers you're doing? You know what I mean? They see you in the range, this, that, another car. So how do you evade that shit? Do you just keep it like this circle right here, and it's a wrap? No one else in? Tremaine's cool. I met Tremaine before Antisocial existed. I know he's good. He always checked for me before it was popping. So is it like the doors? Is it like, did you fucking lift the drawbridge, and motherfuckers got drowned in the moat?
One, I'm gonna make my Instagram private in tomorrow, and then I think the car is a tax write-off. That's what my accountant said.
Break that, no. Neek, you know what? We're gonna get into that too, because you broke down some real game that anyone that's making any type of money or on any level, they need to, even like that, what you said, the tax write-off with the range, because that's the thing. People think you're flossing, but explain why you bought the range. You got to light a cigarette first?
Yes, sir. Wait, I'm about to, is this recording? Yeah. Oh, awesome. About to drop knowledge on the government. Section 179 in the government U.S. is any car 6,000 pounds or over using 100% for work, which is driving clients, picking up from the airport, transporting samples, maybe some T-shirts, is a 100% tax write-off. AKA Range Rover full size, AKA G-Wagon, AKA... So the U.S. government gives you tax write-offs and incentives, so that's why you see a lot of people driving G-Wagons and Range Rovers in L.A., whether they'll be a real estate agent or blah, blah, blah. It's a full tax write-off. And then the business side of stuff is, when people start brands, that's what they don't see. That's what Instagram doesn't see, is like, man, sometimes I wish, Tremaine, I was a rapper. Yeah. Like in a mindset of like, man, I don't care. I just want to buy everything. But at the end of the day, I could, but at the end of the day, what my parents taught me was to be responsible, and business is business. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Yo, like, hold on. Oh, no, I'm just being real. Damn, I am a Jay-Z song. No, but basically, like, business is business. When somebody has a brand, and, like, seriously, like, I don't know, I just, like, thank God or whatever, what happened to me is very overwhelming to people, because nowadays, this generation of kids, if you give some kid a bunch of money or give them money and a brand, do you think they'll take responsibility for the business side? Business side as in your lawyer, your taxes, your shipping, your blah, blah, blah. There's a whole bunch of stuff that comes with your, yes, ballers. Yo, like the wealthiest people and, are just like the cheapest people here in the U.S. It's hard to keep an image. It's hard to, like, social media, Instagram, to flex like that. But yo, like, are you really paying your taxes? Which I need to do, by the way. But yeah, it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game when you find something, you find success, and money comes along with it. I'm still the same stressed person I was last year. I'm actually more stressed. I don't even want to do anything. It's very rare to be here right now, by the way.
Yep. That leads to, and I brought this up with you the other day, but I'll bring it up for the radio show. So we interviewed Taz Arnold. You know Taz? Yeah. So we interviewed Taz, like, in Palm Springs, like, in April. And one of the things he said was, like, he made a few $1 million, and he said it wasn't what he thought it was going to be. And even like I told you, I said, I think A-Side told me this once, like Jay-Z said when he got his first Ferrari, he drove it around a corner, and it was the same corner, right? It was the same corner. $300,000 car, but it's the same corner. It's the same life, you know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, what does that Taz statement mean to you?
All right, so if I make a left on La Brea, right, with, I don't care if it's $130,000 car, if it's a $500,000 car, it's like the same feeling. Like, where are you going? Like, it's the same thing. Like, whether you're driving in a Prius or blah, 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 like, where are you going? Are you going to the office to send an email about your house? Are you going to hit up a text message with your friend? It's the same feeling. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's, I don't know. It's right. Like, it is the same block. It is, like, it's whatever you feel. Because a lot of people in LA have to feel external. Like, external as in their peers, as in everybody looking at them, like, everybody blah, blah, blah. That's what LA is. But there's some people that don't really care. Like me. Like, I don't care. My roommate doesn't care. I think Faso needs to talk too. Faso, Chief Keef to everybody talks about the valley, and my roommate's one of the OG, like, yeah, he my roommate's like OG in this stuff, and everybody doesn't really know him, but yes, here we go, Tremaine.
Faso, so question. So you've been Neek's roommate pre-antisocial, right? Yeah. So were you like, yo, this shit gonna go? Or were you like, oh shit, this shit went? Let me know.
All right, so when we moved in together, we didn't really know each other that well. It was just through a mutual friend, Ian Coates, pretty much, who works at Undefeated too. Basically, shout out Ian Coates. Basically, when we moved in, we had, like, a little plan. Like, Neek even told my mom, he's like, oh, we're going to make something. We're going to make something here. We're going to make something here. So a lot of people don't know, like, think the Antisocial is Neek's first rodeo. This motherfucker had done 3-4 brands with the same font. Like, same thing. Like, this is nothing new. It's the same font. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it's nothing new, but he had it since the like when we moved in. We're like, yo, we're calling this place the factory. We're like Andy Warhol. We're making shit in this apartment. It's in 2.5 years here. And we went through a lot of dark times. I mean, like I said, Ian Coates, he paid for us for our 88 sushi on Fairfax many times. Now Neek is fucking sneaking bills paid before we can even get the check. But it was very natural. It's very organic. And back to what he said, like people from LA and people that move to LA, like people that move to LA, every interaction is an opportunity for them, which is, I mean, it's a true statement. This is the land of dreams, opportunity, whatever. But every interaction is an opportunity, so people treat it as such. Opposed to people that are like grew up here and from here, it's like, I mean, you just deal with people like, okay, your dad is this, your brother's this, like, cool, like we get it. It doesn't matter. But to a lot of people, that's so important. So people act different off the jump. So for us, it was very natural. I mean, I watched it all happen. I watched it. I was worried. I was very worried about him at this point last year. It turned out okay. It turned out okay. This Ace Hotel night that, I mean, everyone's saying it's good. This was a disaster for this guy. I mean, on the other end, we don't want to air him out, but on the other end, we're, oh shit, this guy drove home in the Prius. But but now it's okay. But I mean, I watched it all happen. I was there. It's very organic. It's not anything planned beyond an initial point. Literally the day we moved in, he said, we're gonna make something here. Like I said, he told my mom, he said, we're gonna make something. That's why she's tripping now. She's still around. She's tripping. He said it's gonna happen, and it happened. It's natural.
People think I'm crazy, and I think I am. But, you know, people don't see, like, I don't know, like, I'm crazy anyway, and people don't like me like that. But, yo, at the end of the day, like my friends, I actually do still hang out with them. But, like, you know, people think I'm crazy because, I don't know, like, it's just weird. Like, it's a weird feeling, but that's who I am. I was actually born in a hurricane, by the way. I was born in a hurricane in the Philippines. So, backstory, when I was born, like, my mom was giving a C-section to me. And then everybody was there in the hospital in the Philippines. And basically, there was a hurricane, right? So everybody was evacuating the hospital. So we were the only person in the hospital. And basically, they're like, no, we can't leave because, yo, she's like giving birth. So basically, we stayed. The storm calmed down, and I was born. That's why I'm fucked up. So basically, all my anxiety, all my stress, you know, when you think about your stress and anxiety, you're really like, oh, fuck, oh, my God, everybody hates me, Jesus fucking Christ. But at the end of the day, you're okay. That's all.
Neek, what's really interesting, I'm going to ask you like 2 questions in a row just to kind of get this out of the way, is you are running a brand and you've got a full-time job more or less at Stussy, right? You're running a brand really single-handedly, as far as I know, right? You can't be that crazy to do that and pull it off successfully, right? So lots of people who do really admirable things in society are usually called crazy because they end up, you know, they can pretty much juggle things. But my question to you is, do you think that what you call craziness has allowed you to focus in a way that other people who don't have a drive, because it's one thing to have an idea, it's one thing to have graphics, it's one thing to be able to print a t-shirt or a hat, but it's another thing to focus and deliver that and put that into a real context. And do you think what you call craziness is actually partially a way of you finding a focus and channeling your energy? Because I find that people who are generally called crazy, who still manage to get things done, they're actually really highly focused people.
Luckily for me, I have resources to make this stuff when I'm crazy. So I'm fortunate to have resources in California to make me go crazy and like fucking get really fucked up, and I can call my production and be like, put this on a fucking t-shirt and make it light pink right now, please God, because I fucking hate this person. And he'd be like, yo, what size? Like, what's the size run? Whatever the fuck I did last week. It's funny, but that is a rarity in this industry. So, one, luckily in life, I have resources to do that because my production is a 20-year-old kid that took over his dad's company. That I can call at 3 a.m. when I'm really fucked up, say, yo, I want this on a graphic Pantone, whatever the fuck you want to make it, in light pink on a hat. That is one thing that I do have and I'm blessed to have. So basically, and then when I wake up hungover, I need to get some water and I need to take a shower, I actually do focus again. So when I am sober, which I like chilled out on drinking, by the way, I do focus on the business. I think about stuff so much that I kind of like hurt myself because I always focus on it so much that I'm only thinking about that. I'm stressing on that, whether it's taxes, whether it's design, whether blah, blah, blah. I focus on that. And when I do let go of myself is when I create.
No, that's actually a great answer. No, it really is, because I think the art of creation is when you're truly yourself, when you're truly creating, right? That's the same for any artist or painter or designer. But here's a question, right? You spoke a lot about your sort of misanthropy, right? Which is your dislike of people generally. So how does it feel when you wake up one day and you turn on your phone or your Mac and you see someone who's really popular who you highly dislike wearing your clothing, but you know that that person wearing that hat or that t-shirt is the difference between getting free sushi on Fairfax and being able to take care of your friends and, you know, buy a car and, you know, take a break in life? How do you feel when you see, because I think a lot of people are in this situation with brands, right? You create a brand based on your own personal intention and your own personal feeling and what you want to express, whatever that is. I like skating, you know, I like women, I hate blah, blah, blah. And then it does well sometimes, and then all of a sudden, really strange people are wearing your clothing. And it has nothing to do with your reason for making that brand. Going back to how you spoken about misanthropy, how do you feel when that happens?
Answer. Perception is everything.
No doubt. No doubt.
Okay, one. The people I do give my messages to get it. That is 0.5% of the people that buy stuff. Everybody else translates it in a different way. So, whether it be, okay, so I can have one scenario in my life that I made a hat or a hoodie or a t-shirt, my feelings into that t-shirt. Would that translate to my consumers? No. My consumers translates it to whatever they want it to be. But the people that know me know why I made it. So, but in business, you know, like, hey, it sells, man. So, hey, bro, it sells, bro. But like corporations, everybody are like, yo, let's make something that sells. I make something that I fucking want to make. You know, I want to make that because that's how I fucking feel. So I don't really care. That translated into sales, which I am overwhelmed this year on. And that's facts.
Neek, amazing. Yo, you know, huh? Nah. We're not done. You know, we got We running it. Dope. That was a good question, Asad. Yeah. Good DJ, good interviewer. Bad person to travel with. You ever travel with Asad? Anyway, that's a different episode. We've been, you know what though? We've been in LA for this is the 19th day. Asad hasn't lost anything, so it's cool. It's cool. We've done trips there 4 days. He's lost several things in 4 days. Yeah, he's moving different. Moving different in LA. Yo, Neek, you know what? I wanted to bring up, like, it wasn't a big rah-rah, but remember that like Hypebeast article or something? That Hypebeast article, and like a lot of people like. I can't say a lot of people. People like, oh, he's really negative, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. That's fucked up. What he said about Koreans, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 all this stuff. No, I'm just keeping it funky. I was keeping it funky. And like, yo, B, I don't defend people, but a couple people I spoke on your behalf, and I was just kept it jiggy like, yo, I wish he spoke 100%. That's not the only side of Neek. You know what I mean? 'Cause I remember kicking it with you on like, you know, on the roof of the line, just me and you. That's back when you still sipping Jameson, and we were talking about our mothers who both passed away. You know what I mean? And I know that's like one of the main inspirations of what you do. It's one of the main inspirations of what I do. So I'm just like, do you think it's like, do you even give a fuck how misconstrued the messages that come from whatever, the gear or Instagram posts or Hypebeast thing, when it's like, or do you just give a fuck? The fact in the day is these guys here, they really know who you are, or Tremaine knows who you are. Is that all that really matters? Curious.
People that know me, know me. People that are real to me, are real to me. People that don't know me, that are trying to be real to me, I don't give a fuck about, because I know when somebody's real to me. I know when people are genuine to me. I know when people are loyal to me. And when I see it, there's no other supernatural fucking wonders in life where, yo, I can see right through you. So whether external as in the people that I fuck with, people that are my friends, people that I actually like hang out with, there is other, and you will see that whether it's tomorrow or next year. People see that, yo. People see the vibe, you know? People think I'm crazy, but at the end of the day, it's like, fuck, man, like, you know, like, whether you don't talk to me now, whether you don't talk to me for a year, like, why are you hanging out with me? And when I moved here, I actually found other people that actually, like, are still around after these years, whether it's external, whether the people that I hang out with, whatever I say, like, it's real, yo. Like, like, everything is for me. Everything, you know, at the end of the day, it's you, yo. Like, as lame as it is, right? It's only you at the end, right? Whoa, that's a t-shirt, homie. No, but I know who doesn't fuck with me in LA. I know what I did last year. I know the people that talk about me. I know that without anybody telling me. But just know, I know the people that can be around me. And whether everybody that's listening right now, damn, he's such a dick. Oh my God, whatever. Jesus. It's like an emoji, yo, like blah, blah, blah. You are social media. You are what it is now. What my parents told me, and I always remember this, I keep it old school. I am new school right now. I am the new generation. I am 27 years old. But I will never forget what my mom told me, what my dad told me, right? Fuck social media. Social media gets you money. Social media gets your brand out. Social media gets everybody what they want. But I always stick to the old school ways. Get off your fucking phone, and I will remember what my parents told me. I'm loyal to the people who I am loyal to. And I will be a dick. I will be a fucking dick to the people that I don't trust. And people think I'm a dick and think like, yo, like, damn, yo, like, you don't fuck with me? Don't fuck with you for a reason because, nigga, like, because I feel a certain way. I can't call you up to just have a fucking McDonald's and Burger King in my Range Rover. That's all I want. That's all. I'm about to buy a house and I just want to grill. I just want to talk about nothing. I just don't want to do anything. That is life. What your parents told you, always remember what your mom told you. Always remember that. Because all of our parents want you to be a doctor. Everybody wants you to succeed. But everybody in this room is what your parents didn't want you to do. In this room, your parents didn't want you. What are you fucking doing? Oh my God. What are you fucking doing right now? Right? But yo, like, I'm just being honest and 100. Your parents right now will be so proud of you if you're a doctor. If, like, I own a company, I'm selling Coca-Cola and Pepsi and blah, blah, blah. That's what your parents wanted you to do, you know? But we are doing the hustle that our parents wanted you to do in a different way. Yeah. And I do not fuck with anybody that gets in my way. Anybody that gets in my way is creation, is art, is what I make it out of. It's art, nigga. Sorry. Oh, shit. Fuck. Is
Yo, time out for Neek, because he just put himself in a major L situation. And I'm not even going to edit that out. You're just going to have to hold that one. Neek, because we've spoken quite in ambiguous terms about what you've done and what you've made happen. Now we're going to move on from that. I'm being real. This is who I am. No. Listen, you are who you are. And there's a real question for you. You know, we've spoken in ambiguous terms, despite the fact that you claim you're crazy and you know, the stuff that you say. Do you feel happy now when you look back on your accomplishments? Do you wake up and go, you know what? I'm not as bad as I think I am, or, you know, because you're doing something that you have to bear in mind. First of all, the bigger percentage of people on this planet, they're not even going to get a chance to do it. So they're out of the conversation, right? Then let's just say the 15% of people on this planet who are in the position, in the country, around the money, around the connections to do it, they're too fucking lazy. So now you've got the smallest percentage, which is 5% of people who are actually going to get off their ass and not do what their parents say and still make it work. Because it's one thing to not do what your parents say. Anyone can do that. That's easy. That's like, fuck you. But it's another thing to be like, you know what? I'm a painter and I'm going to make this work. And somehow you did it. Or I'm a graphic designer. So my question to you, bringing it right back, is when you wake up or when you have time for reflection, which I'm sure you do you feel better? Do you dwell on it and say, you know what, I've actually done some cool shit? Or do you still feel exactly the same way like you did before you started?
I feel the same way when I started it. Because when I wake up, I'm thinking about taxes. I'm thinking about the government. I'm thinking about what I need to do next. And I'm driving in my fucking blacked out Range Rover. That's a tax write-off. I'm thinking the same way. Fuck. What did Biggie say?
More money, more problems.
Damn, that's mad lame. That's pretty good. It is, yeah. The same way when I was really broke, living in K-Town, I couldn't afford my parking tickets on my Prius. How did I pay my parking tickets? I got a gig with Nike, styling a shoe that paid for the parking tickets. It's the same way I feel now. How, like, a lot of younger kids don't think about the business side, right? So last year, 2015, to be honest, I was a crazy guy. Everybody thought I was fucked up. Now it's time to do business. Half of me is a business guy, half of me is a crazy guy. And I think I feel really blessed to have both. So, a lot of kids don't have the business side of things. A lot of kids are like, yo, I'm young. Yo, seriously, I'm going to be real with you. When I'm 60 years old, about to die, I'm like, shit, I wish I was young again. I wish, like, yo, like, I felt young. I don't have that anymore. I'm like a fucking old soul. So right now, like, I'm 27. I just turned 27. Like, I don't have a youth. Like, I'm just like an old guy right now. I have fun when I create stuff, when I'm really fucked up, when I'm pissed off, when I'm mad. And when I'm sober, I'm very business guy. I'm a business
Man.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm I'm really a businessman. So, like, people that have brands, I know the cost of goods sold, and what the tax man in the USA gives you when you're in a different tax bracket. Just saying.
So, that being said, that being said, and I'm kind of going to dwell more on the philosophical side of the issue, because I think the money side is really interesting. Like, you're one of the few people who's open about the situation and what it entails and the realities of it, right? And we could talk about that a little bit more if you wish to. But just on a more philosophical side, do you live in the moment? Do you dwell on the past? Or do you think to yourself, it's all about the future? Like, where is your mind most of the time? Where do you find that your mind is at ease? In the past, the present, or the future?
I find my ease driving whichever car I have. I drive to get a car wash. And when I wash my car, I'm at ease. So when I'm driving, actually, rewind. When I'm in the shower, I create. When you're in the shower, you're at peace because nobody's looking at you. Yo, man, like, you're in the shower for a half an hour. Actually, an hour, my roommate knows. Pause, no homo. So I'm in the shower for an hour because I create. And nobody's looking at me. I'm at ease. And when I'm driving is when I like, yo, like, what am I doing in my life? What I need to do? Oh, shit, I need to scan this paper. I need to print this out, sign it, blah, blah, blah. A lot of these kids are about the image, about social media. What I don't get about now in this generation, and yo, I'm trying to find a wife, yo, I'm trying to find a kid. Talks right off. Like, that's the next step. Yo, like, just to let you know, like, whatever you do in life and create, it's all fun and games, but, like, I hate to say it, but, like, it's easier to have money. It's easier to, like, oh, shit, I need to pay my internet bill. Fuck, I didn't pay that last month, but I have enough money to pay it. But what do people really want? Like, is it to be cool? Like, is it to be like, yo, I'm going to take an Uber and to go to this party and, like, connect? Like, cool, yo, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, so if you took that Uber to a party, this person, how much money are you going to get from that? How much money is Uncle Sam going to get to that? By the way, if you're in the other tax bracket, it's 55%. If you don't make,
Nah, you bring up a good point, because what I want to ask you is, do you feel like, it's not even do you feel, because I know you did. How do you feel about the fact that, all right, obviously you got Kim Kardashian wearing a hat, blah, blah, blah. So you got all the type of people that are going to wear it because she wore it. But how does it make you feel the fact that because how things work is you create it, right? And then there's like, it's like the Beatles, right? The Beatles put out some great records, and then there's the early adopters, right? And then there's the people that adopt what the early adopters adopt, and then A&R signs it, right? And then he works it to radio, and then it goes mass. And then the early adopters are like, fuck. They feel stained because they're like, this person just fucks with it because it's on the radio, or because their favorite disc jockey said, hey, it's John, Ringo, Paul, Paul and George, again, this, that, and the third. So it's like, but you, the Beatles, and I don't give a fuck if someone say, how is he comparing him to the Beatles? All bear the same thing. Y'all tapped into modern day zeitgeist. Because the modern day zeitgeist is, and I'm preaching to the choir, is look what's going on in the world, right? Whether it's the Philippines or black people in America in the 70s, whatever, there was a struggle, right? Civil rights movement. Then what happened? Everyone got jobs, and everyone's comfortable. So when everyone gets comfortable, the kids grow up and they don't got nothing. The kids are just sad, right? The kids are just sad because they don't got shit to do, right? Except be sad or be upset or whatever. Because here's the reality, right? What do we got to be sad about in the first fucking world, living in America? Right. Whether you work at Stussy making 30 grand or you're running a brand making millions, what do you got to be sad about? Because you're from the Philippines. That's like second world, third world country. Right. My ancestors are from a third world country, Africa. You know what I mean? Nigeria. I went to Lagos last year with Virgil. I seen fucked up shit. I seen kids in the market with fucking no arm, with flip-flops, selling bootleg sneakers and shit like that. So to bring it back around, how does it feel that you tapped into the kind of the zeitgeist of, like, I would call first world, what would you call it? Not first world problems, right? Because really, on your saddest day, what you got to complain about? On my saddest day, what I got to complain about, right? And I feel like that's why your shit went, because I just feel like there's this current of emotion that people feel that you tapped into. You know? You might not agree. I don't know. I feel like that's why your shit went.
That was last year, 2015. The shit that I went through, nobody knew. But it hit because, as fashion, as brands and everything, as everything goes, it's like, oh shit, it hit. 2015 and 2016, sadness hit. Sadness and emotion was cool. Yeah. So everybody is trying to be edgy. Everybody's trying to be aesthetic. But those same kids grew up with rich families. Everybody was like well off. Hey, I live blah, 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 so you can live here. Yo, man, I never felt that way. So anybody can tell me anything, and I'm going to think differently because I never grew up that way. Yeah. Every kid, and I'm going to be honest and prove me wrong, anybody can comment to SoundCloud. You can comment, by the way, by clicking on the right side. Everybody that I know the SoundCloud, everybody can comment this and be like, yo, man, what's wrong with him? The more hate you get, the more comments you get on your brand page, you're popping. You're hype, by the way. Yeah. That's the secret. Everybody, seriously, I come from a place where, wherever you grew up, man, like, I'm not even going to kid you not. I grew up so different than, like, whatever. Whoa. What are you talking about, man?
We've covered a lot of things, Neek. No, you've been very real. And I think... dude, we can talk all night. This is what we do for this, Yeah, we're going to do another hour.
Let's go. Come on, this is a lot of shit.
So, real talk, right? Do you have friends from back in the day who knew you in Vegas, right? Do you have friends who knew you back in the day in Vegas who you still keep in touch with and who know you now? And what's your relationship like with them right at this present point? Now that you're Neek, who left Las Vegas, right, moved to LA, is now in a different tax bracket, let's just say, and you didn't become a doctor. You managed to do it off being you. What's your relationship like with those people?
I don't talk to those people in Las Vegas because they never knew my vision. One example. Let's go. So, I created a car crew in Las Vegas, and same font as Antisocial Social Club. I would never forget this moment in my life when my friend, I thought he was my friend, was saying, yo, I think we need to charge $30 a person to enter a car show. 30 times 20,000 people. Calculate that. Stephen Lee.
6 million.
10 minutes.
6 million.
Right.
6 million.
You know what he told me? Never forget this moment. I don't have time, bro. Like, I have a job at like Home Depot and like blah, blah, blah. Fuck you. If you don't see my vision, you think I'm fucking crazy, then blah, blah, blah. So basically, I started a car crew in Vegas. Nobody cared. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. Yo, man, you need to like not, you should just like not do anything, Neek. Don't do anything in your life. That same emotion, that same passion, I will translate that to Los Angeles, whether nobody likes me or not. And the real people that like me stick with me forever. And the people that stick with me, squad, will get money. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Nah, you know, I wanted to say real quick, it's not even a question, bro. Like, you keep saying, like, yo, I know I'm crazy. You not crazy, bro. You know what's crazy? No, Neek, you know what would be crazy? If you stayed in Vegas. That's crazy. Or if you, if you was just like, or if you were like, yo, nah, this is too simple. Just the swirl effect and nah, I'm not. That's crazy, bro. Because you're not special. You just did it. I'm not trying to put you down. I'm not saying, you feel what I'm saying, dog? You're not special. You just did it. That's what makes you special. Because there's a lot of creative fucking people. There's a lot of, I know dudes that could have went to the NBA, but they didn't go to practice. You know what I mean? That's just, so they're crazy. You know what I mean? Like, AI ain't crazy. Much as money he blew, whatever he did, he still did what he had to do to get to the league. So that's crazy is the motherfuckers that didn't make it to the league. Who, you still got to get out the bed and call the screen printer to put it on the side of the cap. You still got to be like, you met me once. Couple emails. Let me send Tremaine a hat in London. Who was that? That's 3 years ago. 2,000 followers. Let me send Tremaine a hat and some stickers. Foreshadow.
That should be the photo for the
No, but Tremaine's keeping it absolutely real. He's keeping it all the way real. At the end of the day, no one is doing anything special is special. It's just you're in a special group of people on this planet who do stuff. That's all it is. Being in the group is special. Being the individual, you're just doing what you're meant to do. I asked you a question about the past, the present, and the future because I want to know, like a lot of people who have brands and who have businesses, money aside, personal feeling aside, are you now thinking, what am I going to be doing in 2017? Is this going to matter in 2018? Or are you just flying by the seat of your pants and just saying, you know what, I'm going to wake up tomorrow. If I have a good idea, I'll do it. If I don't have an idea, I won't do it. What's the motivation and what keeps you going? And how do you think ahead now that you've actually built up really a successful business?
I don't have that motivation anymore. 2015 was a lot of motivation. I wish I had that same motivation. The people that were like, hey, I hate you. Neek, I hate you. I hate you. I wish I had that same motivation. Because right now, to be honest, I'm like really, like, nobody understands this, but I'm really like a dark person, And like, I'm a dark person, and like, basically, like, that same motivation I had from January to December 31st of 2015, I don't have that same motivation that I have in 2016. 2016 is a happy period, and 2015 was a dark period, and the dark period made me create stuff, made me who I am now, you know?
I'm going to relate this to people in music a lot because it happens in music a lot, right? A lot of musicians are really good at making their first album because their first album is the album that they've waited their entire life to make. So maybe they'll make it 18, maybe they'll make it 19, 20, 25, 27, 40. But your first album is the album that you spend your entire life or your entire life story. And then usually your second album is a reaction to your first album. It's like, it was successful. Oh my God, I can't deal with it. Your second album's about that. Then your third album. But usually what happens is most artists need some sort of conflict to create. Without conflict, they feel a little bit lost, right? The ones who are really great are people who just create anyway. They just wake up and they just make stuff. Because they have to. That's what art is. It doesn't matter if you feel good or bad or happy or sad. Your job, like a doctor, you know, if you can imagine that a doctor has to feel happy to do an operation or sad.
Why people don't create stuff is business. The government, the taxes. Oh my God, I gotta pay this. Oh my God, I gotta pay A&R. I gotta pay structure. Business. Business gets to people. No matter what you do, business gets to you. So go back to the beginning. Go back to the beginning when you created, when there was no lawyers, when there was no accountants. The girl that fuck you over, the fucking everybody that fuck you over. I'm trying to get back to that point. I'm going back to that point where, like, yo, money, cars, houses, land, investments doesn't matter anymore, you know? Because that consumes you. What your parents taught you consumes you. What the government consumes you, you know? When you're young, you wanna live free. You wanna just don't care. And when you don't care is when you create. Because nothing stops you. Because when nothing stops you, you're like, hey man, I need 50% of your money. And that's what Uncle Sam tells you. The business consumes everybody.
And
artists.
Can I bring up one thing?
Yes, sure. Back to Tremaine.
No, you bring up a good point because you keep saying the 50% because you said something really kind of poignant when you were like, yo, I'm still having fun. I'm doing stuff to see what happens. But then you're like, I don't want to get to the point where I'm like, I do a drop to pay my taxes because, right? You talk about that, and then you're like, that's when it's kind of, you're like, oh shit, it's done. When like, you're doing it for those reasons. You feel like you're embarking on that point, or is it just
pay your taxes, guys? Whether you're Martha Stewart, MC Hammer, Ron Isley, who else? Nas, Wesley Snipes, you're not safe. Yo, man, life is about you creating, but at a certain point when you know, like, that's life. The movies are real. The movies, you know, when you watch a movie with your like girlfriend, when your friend, it's real, you know. Movies predict the way you feel. And yes, Tremaine, Mike is to you.
Sorry to cut you off. You feel like this is to me, this feels like I'm 34, about to, you know, God willing, I'll turn 35 in 2 weeks. So I grew up in Jamaica, Queens, in the height. Like, I remember us taking our demos to Irv Gotti and them and all that. You know, I was working at the liquor store, Supreme. You know what I mean? Was up in there. We selling mixtapes, blah, blah, blah. But this energy of what you doing kind of feels like the new rap shit. Like, rap ain't rap. This is rap. Dudes with brands. Barry with V-Lone. Like you got V-Lone. Like, cause if I'm interviewing Bari, he's in here with so and so and so. He's gonna be about 5'4" deep. You know, you're in here with your crew. If I talk to Shane Midnight, he's gonna be in here with his weirdo crew. You know what I mean? You're all weirdos. Bari's a weirdo. You're a weirdo. I'm a weirdo. So you feel like this is the new, like, kids used to want to be rappers and athletes. Now they want to be creatives.
Yes. I'm a rapper. I'm a rapper. I'm a rapper with responsibilities.
And that actually might be the best note to finish this on. Watch out for the drink on the floor. Hey, Neek, just one last note, and it's something I read recently. You know what? Be as happy as you can be being successful, because it doesn't happen to everyone. And be as happy as you can be making money, because it allows you space to be creative. Honestly, that's all money's good for. That's all it's ever good for, really. It gives you the space, whereas someone else who's got kids and a mortgage. People who have the responsibilities and have a little bit of money, they don't have the space to create. You have the space. So just bear that in mind, dude. You know, it's nothing to be unhappy or mad about. Is there anything else you want to say? Because I think we're going to wrap this up.
Organic feeling, and your friends, whoever they are, you have to look through them. You can have 20 friends, but you can only have 3. Those 20 friends can be your friend for a year, can be for 2 years, but you always would look through them. You know what I'm saying? Whatever anybody says to me the past year, the past 2 years, I will never fuck with them, because I know what you want from me, and what you want from me is not what I want. I will have kids. It's a tax write-off, by the way. Kids, if you, Section 7125. I know my business. I know my business sense. When I'm sober, I know my business. When I'm not, I know my creativity. When I'm not sober, I am creative. I make my brand when I'm not sober. When I'm sober, goddamn, watch out for your fucking back, motherfucker. I like friends. My friends have treated me well. My friends treat me well, whether it's 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour. Half hour, 2 hours, 1 hour. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. I know my friends. And the people that I know what you did to me last year. And what you did to me last year is how I created my brand. I created my brand because of you. I created my brand because of you. You can edit this out. I don't really care. But I created my brand because of you. And I am living the way I want to live. I live the way my parents want me to live. I bought a house how my parents want me to buy a house. So whatever your parents taught you, whether you're wealthy, whatever your parents gave you, your parents gave you your life, and your parents gave you your fucking education the way you want to fucking live. You want to live fucking cool? Well, guess what? My parents never fucking gave me that. I wanted to be cool. This is the way I want to do it. And I can be a dick and be, hey, I hate that guy. Well, guess what? This is the way I want to fucking live. I can have the cars I want. I can have the cars I want. And I am an exception to the U.S. government of the United States of 0.1%. And I will tell you that. And you can come over to my new house and have a barbecue and be like, hey, Neek. I'll be like, fuck, I hate my life. And be like, hey, that's cool, man. I hate you, bro. So, at the end of the day, I want to share a steak with you, the finest steak in the world, because that's all I want for my friends, because I never have friends in my life. My mom died, and my dad asking me for money every fucking day. And what is life? I don't know what life is. I've done everything in my life to my powers, and I just need a goddamn kid that gives me a tax fucking write-off. So, if you want to be a rapper and be like, oh, goddamn, I need to play some Lil Uzi Vert. I live that life sometimes. I live that life sometimes for 5 minutes, because everybody, every kid right now in the United States of America plays Pokemon Go and listens to Lil Uzi Vert for 5 minutes of their life. But when business, when life, when stress hits you, you think that 16-year-old kid can handle it? No, they don't. I do. And I will make sure to take care of them and get my motherfucking house, nigga.
On that note, I can't help you with that last bit. But you know what? To wrap it all up, yo, Neek, thank you for coming to do the interview, man. Now you're being very real. Now, you know the thing is, to be honest, there's a million people that say that word all the time. So I can actually respect the fact that you. No, so I can respect that bit, but there might be some people might have some issues with that, but that's all good. What I want to say is, signing off. Thank you for coming to do it. Come and doing the interview. It's been a pleasure for me to watch you. Been a pleasure to watch you become successful, and besides the fact because we're friends, but it's nice to see someone from the inside get it, because a lot of these companies, there's no disrespect for any company that any of us work with, consult for, but these guys make a lot of bread off of our brains. You know what I mean? From the beginning of time, and that's okay. You know what I mean? So it's nice to see someone just to take their brain, and instead of getting the consultant check or the salary, to get the whole check. And I hope that's the lasting thing that people see from Antisocial Club is you could just take your mind and take a shot, keep taking shots. And then, like you said, you know, like your man Foster said, you've done this font 3-4 times, but you kept shooting. You know what I mean? Like Kobe, I always use this Kobe quote. Kobe's like, when he's having a cold game, he keeps shooting because you know he's practiced enough for the shot to eventually go in. So that's what you did with Antisocial Club. So congratulations on that, man. And like I said, you're a good dude. You're definitely a good friend. And thank you for doing this. ASSC?
Yeah, thank you, Neek. And thanks for introducing us to LA in an interesting way. Because I think if that hadn't happened, we might not have come back. So it was good to see someone causing a ruckus in LA and not just some sort of like weird, spaced out, laid back, desert, rich kids. You sort of had no vibe or personality. So you're a real one, Neek. Thank you, man. And we're not going to edit too much of this, by the way. So prepare for the comments and the hate. Yeah, it's coming, right? All right, thank you, bro. All right, say your thing, and we're going to be out.
It's not done yet, motherfucker. Yo. Hey, ASSC, can you not edit this? Please?
Go, shoot, go for it.
Can you please put this in the thing?
Let it rip, go.
I don't let anybody in my house without shoes. Can you just please put this in? Please. All right, cool. Everybody that comes in my house, you have to take your shoes off. I bought a full-size run of Gucci flip-flops. Don't leave. I'm not done.
That's that 5 minutes where he said this for 5 minutes he's a rapper? This is that 5 minutes. Anyway.
Because I can afford it and it's in my tax bracket. Everybody that comes in my house has white Gucci flip-flops from size 13 to 6 for indoor.
And for outdoor, they got the...
You got the black ones, homie, from size 13 to 16. That cost me like $5,000, homie.
Did you get a tax break on those? Tax write-off.
That's a tax write-off. Yo, is this done? Because I have to talk about more stuff.
We'll do another one, bro.
Oh.
I feel like you'll be a reoccurring.
No, dude, I have
like
to.
Howard Stern, you know, he had certain.
Man, you know what? Like,
that would come back.
nobody comes back to you.